Well, Today Show host Savannah Guthrie over the weekend releasing yet another video written to her mother Nancy's captors. Her message, "We will pay." This as we learn of a ransom note and a deadline in that note set for later today.
We received your message and we understand. We beg now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
We also have a lot of questions after many moves by investigators over the weekend. Cameras spotted investigators searching once again at Nancy Guthrie's home, also at the home of her daughter Annie. We've learned of investigators combing this and another gas station asking for surveillance video. So as we start a new week, and what is no doubt an agonizing week for the Guthrie family, Andres Gutierrez joins us now from Tucson. So Andre, what do we know about today's deadline in that reported ransom note?
Well, Reed, this deadline is going to be crucial for investigators to determine whoever sent these notes, if whether or not they actually have Nancy or whether they're trying to exploit this case. There has been no proof of life so far. There's also no apparent way of getting a hold of whoever wrote these messages, but the Guthrie family is taking it very seriously, which is why they have issued that third emotional plea on Saturday evening. They are saying that they're willing to pay the ransom. We ended up speaking with a former FBI hostage negotiator and who ended up telling CBS News that when a family says, quote, "we will pay," it's on purpose. It's sending a message saying that we're serious, we're not playing games, and there is a way to make a deal. He also believes the most dangerous time is when the communication stops. The Guthries, he believes, though, are trying to prevent that silence by issuing this third plea.
So I saw a lot of police activity and reports over the weekend, among them a search of a septic tank at the property there. What are you learning about all of these other fingers in the investigation?
Yeah, so they ended up playing, the investigators were out here for the better part of yesterday, and they were out here along the property line, looking into, they ended up lifting a man cover and then sending long probes down what is believed to be the septic tank. Former investigators say that when you do something like that, you're perhaps looking for potential evidence that they believe could have been washed away or flushed away, and so they ended up doing that out here yesterday. On Friday, the FBI agents were up on the roof, Nancy's roof, and they ended up recovering a camera that they took in, as well as hauling away her vehicle. They're looking in that vehicle if there are any data points that may help them fill the gaps in their timeline. And then on Saturday evening, a few hours after the family issued that third plea, they were over at Nancy Guthrie's daughter's house, Annie's house, spent about 3 hours, close to 3 hours there, and mostly focused on the garage, photographing the inside of that garage. They are, again, part of this is, besides trying to find Nancy, they're also continuing their evidence collection to try and build the case against whoever ended up taking Nancy. And the septic tank search out here shows you how granular this search has become in both the search for her, but also the evidence gathering.
Andres, correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have swore I heard drones during your answering my question. Are drones being used to sort of inspect the land around there? I would imagine there are other uses for the drones as well.
Yeah, that drone that you're hearing is from a media organization. So investigators, the only investigators that they have right now, well, really, the only law enforcement presence out here is at the front. We're at the back of the house, just to give you some perspective here. So that's actually Nancy's pool. That's her backyard back there. The front of the house is a sheriff's deputy who, starting yesterday, will be stationed there around the clock, and that's for security purposes. The drone that you're hearing hovering above me belongs to a media organization. You could imagine that this has a high interest here nationally, now internationally. We've seen media outlets from Australia, Ireland starting to show up just because of how much interest there is in this case. But they're obviously getting a bird's eye view of the landscape out here, and that's what you're hearing overhead.
And in the midst of all of that curiosity, a family just going through absolute hell, our thoughts with Savannah Guthrie and her entire family. May Nancy come home, as Savannah says on social media every time she posts. Thank you so much. Bring her home. Andres Gutierrez.